Rob and I are joined by Bill Carlson with Tucker Hall. Thank you very much for driving all the way from South Tampa to be with us tonight.
Welcome to the show. Of course.
Well, Bill, tell us, Tucker Hall is a bigger public relations company than I even knew it was until I started nosing around on your website. Tell us about Tucker Hall.
We were founded in 1990 by Jeff Tucker, who used to be managing editor of Florida Trend, and also by Tom Hall, who used to own Insulin and Hall Advertising back in the 80s, which was one of the largest advertising agencies in the Tampa area and in Florida. Also, since it's a creative forum, Tom used to own the creative seminars in advertising, which he sold to Adweek back in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, wow, no kidding.
But we were founded in 1990, and I joined in 94. I've been working with them. We now have 3 offices, Tampa, Orlando, and Tallahassee, and we have an affiliate in Jacksonville.
That's wonderful. Who's your affiliate in Jacksonville?
Not ready to announce it yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm just giving you a new scoop here.
No, that's wonderful.
You heard it here first. Tampa's made talk.
Tell us a little bit about. I mean, you come from an advertising background, right? With the
advertising
your agency
marketing.
comes from the advertising agency kind of background and everything like that. Now it's sort of segued into PR, or do you still maintain some traditional advertising services?
Tom sold the advertising agency, and we started as a public relations firm.
Okay, great.
But in the beginning of our firm, we did a lot of marketing because of my background and because of Tom's background. But over the years, we've moved more into public affairs, crisis, strategic communications.
Oh, well, that sounds kind of exciting.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit. Give us
mean?
an example of a
crisis?
strategic crisis management thingy.
You don't have to tell us any clients, but just tell us an example.
Tell us the clients, too. No, I'm kidding.
Anything from a CEO who gets hit with a sexual harassment lawsuit to a
kickbacks that are given to people for something.
Right, or a company that gets investigated, or any company that ends up on the front page of the paper with bad news, maybe a shooting or something like that.
Do they keep you on retainer to handle just crisis management, or do you handle multi-services for each individual client, and crisis management just being one of the services you handle?
Sometimes we get called in just on a.
I mean, like, oh gosh, we need you to look. Did you read the front page of the St. Pete Times?
The worst was these calls always come late at night or early in the morning. The worst was
they're in jail. Sorry.
Or whatever happens. The worst was at 9:20 on New Year's Day. We got a call, and I had to wake up, answer the phone, and run a meeting with 30 people around the world by 9:30. So that was a bit of a challenge.
Wow, that's great.
But you handled it, and that's why you're president of Tucker Hall.
Yeah, most people would not be able to wake up like that. But when you get a call from a client, you snap to right away.
And you made it happen. Tell us a little bit about how would you handle Dog out in Hawaii? You know, that whole thing that he's going through, that racial slur thing and all that. How does that thing? Is that something you guys would be interested in, trying to work something like that, or is that more of a?
You have to get into the details of a situation to find out how you should advise them. It's always
you have to hear both sides of the story. Right now, you're just hearing the.
It's hard to just look from the outside and try to make a recommendation.
You know, Bill, I want to ask you. Tell us. I'm going to read this about. You're the top guy at the Public Relations Organizations International, as known as PROI from here on out, which is the largest global partnerships, or one of the largest global partnerships of independent PR firms. How did you guys get involved in that, and how did you end up being?
The top
it's not like
dog.
you have enough to do with Tucker Hall. How did you get? And what is that?
PROI is the oldest and now the largest network of independent PR firms in the world. It was founded in Europe, I think, about 35 years ago. We now have 59 partners around the world. And if you add up the revenues of all the independent firms, it's about $230 million in revenues. The top 8 or so PR firms are owned by 3 publicly listed advertising agency holding companies. And if you compare PROI by revenues to those firms, we would be number 7 if we were a firm by ourselves. But in terms of networks, there are other independent networks around the world, and some of them are bigger in terms of offices. We're larger in terms of revenue volume because we have the largest partners in many of the countries like Germany, France, Spain, China, etc., India. So we have large partnerships at firms that honestly the big firms would love to buy if they could. But what we find is that a lot of times the best people in our industry like to be independent. They like to be entrepreneurs.
So the point of it is to keep you guys all together so nobody else can kind of come in and.
Well, when we compete against the international firms who have their own offices, what we can say is that if you need something in Germany or you need something in Canada or Latin America or wherever, we can plug into our partners. But we use it beyond that to do benchmarking, and we do exchange programs where we A couple years ago, we sent one of our staff members to Switzerland on an exchange program, and the Swiss partner came over to
that's
Tampa.
awesome.
Oh, that's great. Are you talking about like the Omnicoms and all those kind of people that have these large and publicists?
Yeah, those are the ones we compete with.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful because, they just take over the market, and it seems like they transition their advertising clients into the public relations, and then, where are they really cutting it down the middle of being a specialist, you know what I'm saying, in a certain thing. So that's a great way to go at it,
Well, under your leadership for PROI, what kind of new things are we going to, what different things, or how are things going to change, or what's new?
Going to continue to implement many of the plans of our former president, and the strategy has been to continue to grow around the world. We're adding partners in Asia, Latin America. We're just about to land some new partners in Africa and the Middle East, and some places in Europe where we're not already.
Is that a lot of traveling for you?
We're going to Switzerland next week, which should be fun. So that'll be the European meeting, and we have an Americas meeting, Asian meeting, etc. Next year we're going to Beijing, which should be a lot of fun as well.
I get all the silly questions though, but what happens when PROI is in trouble?
In crisis mode. What do you do?
How does that work out?
We actually had a situation where somebody was fictitiously using our name out of India, and so we had to threaten them and try to figure out how to react to it and how to put information on our website to deal with a situation like that.
Very good. Then that wasn't a bad question.
You're president for our PROI for the next 2 years or so.
2 years, right.
How are you juggling both positions for you?
Fortunately, at our firm, we have a great staff. We have a fantastic admin staff who handle the admin issues and lead those, but we also have great bandwidth in our senior team members who manage accounts and work with our clients and mentor and train our employees. So fortunately, I can step in and out of accounts and step in and out of the admin
when need be for you. That's what presidents are for.
We're
about running out of time. Give us URLs for both Tucker Hall and for PROI.
The what, sorry?
Give us URLs for those, web links.
Oh, tuckerhall.com and PROI.com.
Oh, that's simple.
Wow, that worked out pretty easy, huh? Did you have to buy those?
Years and years ago.
Okay. Wow, that's great.
Well, thank you very much,
so
Bill,
much.
for joining us.